So when we left off, we were last looking at some possible free agents with names like Mike Conley, Chris Dunn, Jay Crowder, guys like that. I offered Mike Conley a 1-year, $4.5 million deal, which is a little lower than I thought he would get offered by others, but I guess not. We also offered Jay Crowder 2 years, $8 million to be our versatile wing off the bench. I'll be honest, I completely forgot about Chris Dunn, which is why I didn't offer him any money at all. But we also offered Olynyk a 1-year minimum contract to play some backup center minutes for us. I figured we could use at least some offense off of the bench. And we'll talk more about how these free agents fit our roster later. We also got Korkmaz, a 3-year, $8 million deal just to be a guy off the bench for us potentially. Right now he's not quite in the rotation, neither is Shake Milton, but I think that's a good thing for our team, honestly. We ended up getting Conley, Crowder, and Olynyk to agree, but we had one exception, so we had to choose between Conley and Crowder. Since we literally did not have a point guard on the roster, I figured it was better to go with Conley and hope that he won't suck on offense like he did last year. Besides, we have Simmons, Harris, and Barnes to soak up pretty much all of our 3 and 4 minutes. We also ended up getting Korkmaz too. And that's really it for us in terms of free agency. I know, a little uneventful, but we got some guys that we definitely could use. Just in case you wanted to see though, I got some of the other free agent signings around the league. There was a ton of shakeup, I'm telling you. Giannis went to the Heat, Kawhi went to the Grizzlies, and then this one is absolutely shocking to me. Anthony Davis went across the street to the Clippers. And I don't know if Braun retired or what, but this is insane. Imagine trading your entire future for a guy and he goes to your inner city rival a year later. But yeah, Paul George also went to the Hawks, so that's pretty cool as a Hawks fan, I guess. So next you've got Gobert going to the Suns to play with Booker and Ayton, which is an odd move for me. Bam also went to the Hornets, which would be a bad thing for the Heat if they hadn't signed Giannis. DeRozan also went to the Clippers, so now AD and DeRozan are the guys on the Clippers. Drummond finessed the Thunder out of $72 million. Well, I guess $17 million a year is okay for a really good rebounder, and that's kind of it. I think they got someone else too. I guess we'll see in a minute. Van Vliet went to the Magic, and Steven Adams went to the Lakers. And then here's one of the biggest acquisitions in my opinion. Jonathan Isaac to the Mavericks. If his tendencies don't suck, then this could be an insane pickup for them defensively with Kristaps and Jonathan Isaac and Dorian Finney-Smith, holding down that defense. Hayward went to the Pacers, Aldridge to the Pelicans, blah, blah, blah. The last one is Oladipo to the Wolves, which is actually a perfect fit. So enough about other people's free agents. Let's take a look at our player progressions. Simmons improved to an 89, but I think that's just because of his move to power forward. Tobias went down for some stupid reason, and now he's one of the worst defenders in the league. Bagley improved his shot marginally, as well as his defense. The most improvement we saw was Matisse, improving pretty much everything, which is really great to see. He'll end up taking Richardson minutes for sure. Conley and Barnes went down, which is fine. Then that's all that really matters for us. We had 2 training camps, so I had to send Matisse to perimeter shooting. And then the other one I sent Bagley to big man defense, because it just has to be better. Now that we've got all the off-season stuff taken care of, I adjusted some of the players' training regiments. Sent our guy Love to the G League, who I'm trying to turn into like some crazy 3-and-D defender kind of dude. And now it's time to look at the season ahead. I made some rotations. I didn't put an insane amount of thought into them, but I definitely spent like 20 minutes of these, but everything is subject to change. You'll notice there's a bunch of craziness in the middle there, and that's because I have several guys playing multiple positions. I guess we can move top to bottom and talk about it. Even if Conley kind of sucks on offense, he still provides ball handling, playmaking, and some good defense. That's why we're playing him more than Josh Richardson, who is only getting 18 minutes a game. An offensively challenged team does not need Josh Richardson minutes. We're also paying Tobias Harris a gazillion dollars to be terrible on defense and mediocre on offense. But despite that, we have to play him big minutes. It's very frustrating, and I feel like we're going to be stuck with him for this entire series probably, but we just have to make the best of it. I have him playing some power forward in the 4th, but we'll see how that goes, honestly. I'm not entirely sold on any of these lineups, and the 4th quarter lineup is probably the biggest question mark for me right now. Simmons is starting out at power forward and then transitioning to point guard, which he does every time he's on the floor. Bagley's playing some decent minutes, and I'm not sure at all about him playing like 17 minutes straight. That's just how the rotations came out, but it will probably be adjusted eventually. Buddy is coming off the bench, yes, but he's playing in the fourth and playing 30 minutes a game, so I think that's fine. Matisse is soaking up some wing minutes to play some great defense. Barnes is soaking up some power forward minutes, and so is Olynyk at the end of the third in what will prove to be a very interesting lineup. All this is subject to change, and I said I would talk about how all the pieces fit us. When I was signing Olynyk and guys like that, I was thinking, because let's just say a bench lineup. Or actually an all-offense lineup. We've got Ben Simmons at the point guard, I guess. And then shooting guard will be Buddy Hield. Small forward, Harrison Barnes. Power forward, Tobias Harris. Or, switch those two, however you feel. And then Olynyk at the center. That is actually a pretty good offensive lineup. Or maybe Bagley at the center. Olynyk at the power forward. Tobias at the small forward. Buddy. And then Ben Simmons. But yeah, I feel like with all these guys that we have, we can create some very versatile lineups, which is why I'm saying that all this is subject to change and none of this is permanent at all. So we'll figure out what we want to do when we're into the season and when we see how things work. But I'm not sure about any of them. So we'll see when that happens. We'll get to see how they perform in our season opener next episode. I think it's against the Nets. I think, honestly, we're probably an Eastern Conference Finals contender, and I expect us to do very well next season.